Middle of a Memory is a cool song by Swindell. He wrote it along with Zach Crowell and Ashley Gorley. On the rhythm part, we're going to be kind of incorporating what some of the electric finger-picking stuff does on the album. Now, if you want to skip ahead to maybe some more strum stuff, we'll have some options for you. Also, on the lead guitar, we've got some pretty cool, subtle parts and a really, really cool solo. So let's get started.
Baby, it just took one look at you for me to change my one drink order to two. Like we already knew each other, like we've been talking all night. About a minute into our first dance, you got blindsided by your friends, all in a hurry like you had to go. Didn't they know you can't leave someone? Girl, you can't leave someone. Dance floor all alone, in the middle of an old school country song. Right when I was just about to lean on in, why'd you have to go then, baby? In the middle of the glow of the neon light, it shoulda, coulda, woulda been the night of our lives. Girl, it ain't right, no, how you gonna leave me right in the middle of a memory? They shut it down. People'd be staring while I spin you around, thinking we were so in love, yeah. They wouldn't know we hadn't even hooked up. I'd get your number and I'd give you mine, and we'd be hanging out tomorrow night. But now I don't know where you are. I'm under these lights right here in the dark, in the middle of a dance floor.
An acoustic guitar being strummed. We're going to kind of be combining the two for one rhythm lesson. And on the rhythm lesson, I'm going to be playing the acoustic. Now, if you want to play this finger-picking part on electric, totally cool. Up to you. Also, if you don't want to finger-pick and you just want like a more traditional rhythm chords and strum sort of thing, I'll show you some options here in a little bit. So let's get started. First things first here, we're going to need this capo on the 4th fret. We're in the key of B, playing some key of G chords. The chords we're going to be working around are G, E minor 7. On the finger picking thing, it's kind of got this funky like D sus thing going on. If you're doing more of a strum thing, it's probably more appropriate to do a standard D chord. And then we also have the good old C2 chord. Let's talk about those chords real fast. 3rd fret of the low E string. Right, so 3rd fret of low E, and then I'm plucking the D and the G, and I'm hiding my pick here to do some finger picking stuff. So I'm going like thumb, pointer, middle, P-I-M. And then I'm making a percussive sound here, placing my hand down on the strings. It's almost like a little snare. Hit that 3rd fret again. After you hit that 3rd fret of the low E, you're going to hit the open D, 2nd fret of the G, and hammer on to the 3rd fret of the G. It's going to sit there for a second, and then hit the G string again while it's still on the 4th fret, and pull off to the 2nd fret and then open. Right? I'm only gonna pluck it one time. So that's the first measure. Next measure, we're working around that E minor 7 chord. Okay, so it's open, low E, 2nd fret of the B, open G, percussive sound, another open, low E, and then I've got my middle finger here ready to go on the D string, 2nd fret along with the open G. Pluck those together. So that measure, and that'll ring. until we get to this D sus chord for the next measure. So there's an interesting rhythm here. We're gonna hit the 5th fret of the A string. By the way, I'm gonna have the 4th fret of the D ready to go. I'm not gonna play it on the first couple notes, but it's just ready to go. So 5th fret of the A string twice, then the 4th fret of the D, back to the 5th fret of the A, open D, G, 5th fret of the A, 4th fret of the D, A string, G string, D string, A string, right, with those fingers staying there. Then get down here and ready to play this C2 chord. For the lead lesson on Middle of a Memory, we're going to be using some pretty cool tone settings, right? We're going to be starting off on the neck pickup. We'll eventually work our way over to the bridge pickup. We're also going to need some delay. So to make some of this song work the way it sounds, you're going to need that delay. If you don't have it, it's not the end of the world, but it's not going to sound quite right. So if you do have your delay pedal and maybe a tap tempo, or if you're just counting it out, you're going to need it to be an 8th note delay with not a bunch of feedback, maybe like 30% off with this. I've heard some people call it like an E5. Really, that just means like an E power chord. You're playing like an E chord, the 5 meaning the 5th, it's a power chord. I'm playing no thirds, no sevenths, just the 1 and the 5 and a lot of them. So I have the open E, low E, 2nd fret of the A, 2nd fret of the D, 4th fret with my pinky there on the G string, and then open B, open high E. Right? The next one, that's a half note. The next one is a B power chord. I have the 2nd fret of the A, 4th fret of the D, 4th fret of the G. Sorry, that was an extra note. Just those 3 notes. And hopefully you're in tune. So those are the first 2 chords, both half notes. Then moving in, the next one is going to be an F sharp power chord. We have 2nd fret of the low E, 4th fret of the A, 4th fret of the D. Another half note there. And then, so we're throwing in this G sharp power chord. It's the 4th fret of the E, 6th fret of the A, 6th fret of the D. That's a quarter note. Then back to the F sharp power chord. And then we're back to that E5 chord, that big E power chord. Another B power chord. And then here a dotted half note. 2, 3, G sharp power chord. That's that measure. Moving into the second half here. Another big E power chord, and then the B power chord. Kind of just like the second measure here. 2, 3, 4. Another big E power chord, the B, and then for the last measure of the chorus, this first chorus, we're just going to play that F sharp power chord for a whole note. 2, 3, 4.